Good morning, everybody. It's John for Father's Rights and my anti-human trafficking page. I decided today I'm going to blow the cover off everything that I know on my own case to teach other men what to look out for. Because I don't know about your wife, but mine's a sneaky, low-down piece of crap. Okay, she's abusing our daughter, and CPS isn't doing anything. Now I'm going to start off what caused the problem originally in my house and how me saying, hey, take care of our child or CPS is going to come to the house. CPS did come to the house eventually. But what my wife did to cover her tracks, because she knew CPS was coming to the house, because, listening to a man is somehow a bad thing to do if he's telling you to stop some habitually bad behavior. You see, that's the defiance to the feminist code. So right here, what you have in front of me is the last page of my daughter's absences and her latenesses. 52, 52 days, and she was late 39 days. Previous year, she was out of school 39 days. So you could see where the problem lies. What I did is I told the school teacher at the school when she first started this this is the second school she's done this at. And they told me, hey, look, we're going to have to call CPS if your wife, doesn't fix your daughter's attendance. At the time, she had 17 days. The teacher that told me this was Mrs. D, and she explained to me they had this conversation with my wife, Clarissa, and she didn't do anything about it, so they thought they had to tell me. And lo and behold, I managed to stop it because I'm bad, I'm evil, and I'm controlling. Pay attention to the wording that's coming out of the modern woman's mouth these days, guys. The older women in my family, they understand that this is nothing but snake venom coming from my wife. My wife is not a good person as she portrays, and I'm not even close to being the person that she says I am. Now, when my wife snuck out of the house with my daughter, she attempted to get an order of protection against me that day in order that she can have illicit custody of my daughter. What she did, and she explained to the judge what happened, and the judge plainly told her that is not abuse. He goes, I probably had that same argument with my wife dozens of times. The judge is trying to help her. That is not abuse. You're trying to vex your husband. The order that the petition is dismissed with prejudice. Now, this was done on September 23rd, 2022. Now, my wife, knowing that in order to keep illicit custody of my daughter, she had to get an order of protection against me, so she went and made up a story, and a really bad one. Okay, she said I brandished a firearm. That's a very serious offense against her and my daughter. She later retracted that and said, well, I just accidentally seen him cleaning his gun when I walked in the room one time. So from brandishing a weapon, it went to, I'm retracting that statement, he waved his gun around. Well, it's too late, because they came over my house with this temporary order of protection that she got, violating this, dismissed with prejudice. Dismissed with prejudice means you cannot go and file an order of protection against me in any other court, period. Well, she went to a different court and got one anyway. And they came to my house, and these police were so scared of me that if I would have sneezed, they would have killed me. And I think that was the plan all along. Now, this temporary one expired in 3 days. They used it to take my guns illegally. New York City is not a gun-free zone. It is a anti-constitution zone. They were more than happy to relieve me of my property and my rights, and they didn't even follow the procedures right. So as far as I'm concerned, New York City, you stole my property. I'm a victim of a crime, and you violated my civil rights. Not only with letting her create fictitious stories against me, in contempt of court. This is a order of dismissal. It's an order. She violated that order. She should be arrested for violating that order. Instead, what you do, you let her abuse the system against me and strip me of my rights for doing nothing but showing that I cared about my daughter. But it gets worse there, people. It gets worse. Since this was temporary and it was only good for 3 days, that means she couldn't control my access to my child. Well, she came up with a solution. She went the next day, after that expired, and filed another order of protection that you see here right in front of you. Now, pay attention. It's a little unclear. I have not made any previous application to any court or judge for the relief requested in this petition except Queens Family Court. Pay attention to the docket number 01513822 on 9/23/20 DWOP. Now that bears significance. That means dismissed without prejudice. That's funny. 01513822 015382 015382 dismissed with prejudice. She lied to him again to get another order of protection to use against me. This is a clear violation of my civil rights. Or this court is corrupt. This is family court. In order to take the gun away from me, they allowed her to get an order of protection against the previous court orders that she wasn't allowed one. That's double jeopardy. That's charging me with the same crime after I've been found innocent the first time. This goes to show you how low down some people are. And there's more to come. I'm exposing the whole fucking thing. I don't give a shit what CPS thinks. I don't give a fuck what the NYPD thinks. For their lackluster performance, they let child molesters get away with raping children. Raping children, I have clear evidence. And you guys seen that already. This whole state in New York City is corrupt. All these people that are holding office, including the judges, when they do things like this, they need to be locked up for violating people's civil rights. How many men have went to jail because their wife lied to get an order of protection against them, lied about what happened with the first one that was dismissed with prejudice, and then in turn had the husband locked up? It's a clear violation of my civil rights. This is for my family and anybody who's interested in seeing this. Any lawyers out there that want to sue them, I'll give you a good part of the proceeds you get from suing them. I'm that serious. This has to stop. We are not under feudal rule by lords. You're court officials, and you're supposed to act within the guidelines of the Constitution. Not make up your own rules as you go along and say, well, I don't care if the previous judge said it was dismissed with prejudice. I'm just going to give you one anyway because I don't like guns. Bullshit. And on that, I'm out of here.